everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video testing out some new Natasha Denona goodies. So a few days ago I went ahead and I picked up the new Natasha Denona Biba palette, which is right here. This came like packaged really well from Sephora, like it was in its own container inside the box. And then I also picked up the Natasha Denona Bloom blush quad. These are now both permanent items in her line, I believe. I know this is for sure. I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure. I read somewhere that these are permanent. This is my first time trying Natasha Denona products, so I'm really excited. This blush palette actually really spoke to me. I love like blush and things like that. So this does have, I believe, a cream. Yeah, it has cream bases. So I actually have my foundation and concealer on right now, but I haven't powdered or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this open. So this is the palette right here. When you open it up, these are the 4 colors that are inside. And there's like this little transparent cover that protects the cream shades. So I'm going to pop that up. The left side is the glow side and the right side is the blush side. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go into the blush side first, this like raspberry color right here. And I was thinking, how should I like go about applying this, right? And I was actually thinking that I'm going to go in with a brush first and then diffuse with the Beauty Blender. Last time when I did my Hourglass blush review, people wanted arm swatches or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that after. I'll put it on my arm right here, kind of show you so you can see what it looks like. I know that face and arm colors are different, skin tone, so I will go ahead and do that. The brush I'll be using to apply the Natasha Denona cream blush is actually the Real Techniques foundation brush. So I'm not sure how pigmented this is, so I'm just going to do a quick small tap, get the pigment on the brush there, and then I'm going to go into the face. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer, right there. This is so intense. I'm sure it will. I think I applied too much on this side. What is that? We don't want her. I look like a clown. What I'm actually checking to see right now is if it's lifting my foundation underneath. I don't think it's lifting the foundation, but it's kind of moving my concealer. So I would definitely pat off the excess on your hand, the back of your hand, because this side's a little, it's a little wacko. It's a little wacky. But it does blend out, so you shouldn't be too scared. And that's like a nice, pretty, light base there. I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender and go over the edges. It does have a little bit of foundation on the butt, but it's fine. I'm going to wipe off what was left on this brush that I used for the blush, and then I'm going to dip again, and this time I'm going to go into the glow side, the glow cream base. Okay, so this one's definitely not as pigmented. I didn't even pat off the excess. And I don't know, I'm not really seeing the glow part. You think that, I don't know. I don't think it's really doing it. Like, there is product on the brush, and then I'm going in, But I'm not seeing as big of a difference as I did when... Actually, wait. Okay, I see some glow. Had to take a step back there. I was like all up in my lights. Okay, it reminds me of like a cream version of NARS Orgasm, but like not as many gold particles, if that makes sense. Okay, so I take it back. I do see some glow. I wasn't really expecting a certain type of glow. I did put it in like my highlight area, but I like this whole like part of my cheek to be glowy, so it doesn't really matter to me if it went on top of the blush or like on my cheekbone. This is what I'm dealing with. It's cute. I don't know how it's gonna look once I powder my under eye actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will come back. Okay, so like I thought, it took away the glow. I still see the blush peeking through. We'll see how it looks once we put the powder on top and everything's together. So I just applied my bronzer and I like cut underneath my cheek just to make everything look a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper. So now let's go back into the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. Now I'm actually going to apply the glow part before I apply the blush, because that's how I normally do my routine. So we're going to go into Glow Extreme, which is this shade in the palette right here. Taking a Morphe JH09, which is just like their regular highlighting brush. Okay, so I definitely see that. This is where like more of those gold particles are now present. So you can definitely see the glow right there when I move my face. I'm just gonna like dot that a little bit on my nose, even though it's kind of pinky. I mean, it is a blush palette, right? But like, I need some glow, like just on the tip of my nose, like right there. So now I'm gonna take this e.l.f. stipple brush and I'm gonna go into the Glow Duo now, this shade right here. Duo Glow, not Glow Duo. Smile. So I definitely saw some color added when I added the blush on top. However, I feel like it's emphasizing the glow that I placed down before more. Now, the reason I always apply like blush after highlight is so that the bronzer and the highlight look like just all one. Like, I want a Neapolitan cheek, and this is like what I'm giving myself right now. I do think this is a pretty palette. My favorite, I have two favorites out of the 4 here. My favorite cream would definitely be the blush, just because I like how pigmented it is and how like blendable it was. And then I like the Glow Extreme side of the quad more than the Duo Glow. I just feel like those were the most impactful items that I think would really complement like my other makeup, if that makes sense. And like just like my personal preference. But I do like how my cheek looks right now, so I'm not complaining. This is very like, how would I describe this? I feel, this blush makes me feel like I'm beaming from the inside. I have a little bit more going on this side than this side, or that's just what the like lighting is showing. I mean, yeah, there's definitely more on this side. I might have gone a little crazy, but I think it's also because I have more base on this side just from when I went in a little too much, too fast, you know? Me and my feelings. Now I'm just going to go ahead and dust off what I have. Not really baking over here. I feel like I don't leave it that long. Plus, we all know, like, I don't like baking. Okay, let me go set my face, pop a lipstick on because I'm looking deadly, like deathly, and I will be back so we can try out the eyeshadow palette, and then I'll give my final thoughts on everything. Okay, so don't mind me. I went like overboard on the lips, okay? I wasn't able to stay in the lines, and I was trying to fix my lip line because it got botched when I was a child when I fell on the floor. So this is what we're dealing with. If it's too exaggerated for you, I'm sorry. So now let's jump into the Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is their all neutral palette. Like I said, these were my first Natasha Denona purchases. I was really interested in the other two that she dropped, the Safari, and then the one that had like a little bit of a tropical vibe to it. I was into that one as well, but I just like didn't like pull the plug. So now I did on this one. This is, let me go ahead and hold it up to the camera so you can all see what it looks like inside. Let me go ahead and open it. This color scheme, oh, this is what I thought when I first saw this palette. I thought that this is a very neutral palette. This is for the working girl. You know, if you need that go-to palette, you go to work every day, you're not allowed to be like crazy and out there. This is the palette for you. I also thought this is the palette for those of you who love color. And you're like, why would this be the palette for those of us that love color? Like, well, what are you talking about? Are you stupid? No, I'm not. This is what I'm trying to say with that. I'm trying to say that I think this palette would complement and would be the only thing you need if you have a lot of colorful palette. Let's say you have like an all green palette, an all blue palette, Jeffree Star's new Blue Blood palette that just came out. You do need some more neutrals to complement those looks, or else you're just gonna end up with a blue smoky eye every single time. Like, honestly, that's what you're heading for, okay? So, or the new ColourPop 9-pan palette that's all green. If you like to pick up palettes that are primarily color based, then you need to have that one go-to palette that's going to complement all your looks. And that's what I think that this palette kind of embodies here. You get a mix of cool and warm tones, which I really like. And you do get a few shimmer shades to add a little bit of a pop if you need it. So let's go ahead and try this on the eye. I don't know, honestly, how many colors I'm able to put on here, but I'm going to actually try to use as many as I can. I'm going to try to use shimmer. I'm going to try to use the dark ones, the light ones. We'll see. Like, I might just show you like a transition, like a day to night moment. I'm going to try to do that. Yes, let's go for that. So this first color I'm going to go into in the palette is Tusk. Now, this is just a very bare bone shade right here at the bottom of the palette. I have it upside down right now. I love the mirror on this, by the way. Like, try not to show, well, this is me, hi. But look how big the mirror is. And for some reason her palettes don't come with like film protectors. I don't know why. Like the blush one didn't have it, and then this one doesn't have it. I don't know if that's just like a her thing, but I've never really like opened something up and have it not have the little plastic protector. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it was just like different, you know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that just all over. Now this is like almost the same color as the concealer I have on my eye right now, so you're not going to be seeing that much of a difference. I didn't set my face. I just realized. Okay, let's get back into this palette. I'm going to take the color Freckle and then follow it with Buff. So, let me see. Can't see. This is Freckle, and then I'm going to follow it with Buff right down there. Oh, I accidentally tapped my brush in the product. Okay. So, immediately a lot of kickback. I don't mind, but some people like to know those details. I'm putting this pretty high up. But you can see where it's kind of going. Going right above my crease. And you're probably wondering, like, why is she going above her crease? I don't know, it's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, let me back up a little bit. You're, like, too close to my face. You're probably, like, staring at my pores. Yes, I have pores. It's a thing, you know. And shimmer tends to accentuate them. Okay, so now that I've laid freckle down, I'm going to go into buff right below it. And now this I will tuck more into the crease here. And then blend it out. And as I'm blending it, you'll notice that now it will kind of fan into a freckle that's right above. Now, I personally love a good neutral palette, so this is right up my alley. Is it up my alley price-wise? Debatable. You know, but when it comes to price, it's really such a personal thing that unless something is like super affordable, I'm not gonna be like, you need this, you know? Because price is very, like I said, it's very personal, and I don't want to be like, you need an $129 palette. Like, that's just not something that's gonna come out of my mouth. I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide whether it's worth spending that for you, or it's something that you could easily get without really feeling hurt afterward. You know, what I'm liking right now with this palette actually is that I have a lot of dry patches on my face. I've had that recently. It's been afflicting my eyes, and I think I need more brightness. Did I need that? I don't know. But I feel like this is not accentuating those dry pieces. And actually, taking it back down. I feel like this is not accentuating those dry areas of my face, of my eye, really. That's the part I'm focusing on right now. I really don't feel like it's really accentuating that. I feel like it blended better on this side, though, than on this side. We got dark kind of quick with just those 3 colors. That color didn't appear to be as dark as it's showing up, but I don't mind. It's nice to know those things going in, and then later when you use it. Now I'm going to go into Prairie, which is the mustard shade in the palette. And I'm going to go into the crease once again. I feel like I'm making like the weirdest faces. I love a good mustard shade. Like, I was actually on the hunt for like the best mustard shade. I ended up buying a single shadow that I haven't really like played with, but I do like the tone like of this mustard. Like, it's hard to do a good mustard, I feel. So by applying the mustard shade, it took this from a very brick warm tone to more now a brown warm neutral. And that's what I'm getting from just applying this mustard shade. It's awesome that one color like that, especially such like something so neutral, can really alter the tone of the look. With the eyes right now. So next, I'm going to keep that same brush, and now I'm going to dip into this shade Pasha. So this was Prairie, and then now we're going into Pasha over here. She's kind of raspberry. She's going to be dark. I can feel her coming for me. So I'm going to take her, and I'm going to go right below, and I'm actually going to put her all over the lid, but I'm going to like blend her all over the lid. And the reason I'm applying it this way is so that I can keep the lid, although dark, I want to have it soft. Now for how like pigmented these shadows are coming off, I haven't had a lot of fallout underneath the eye. I do want to incorporate the cool tones into this look. I will add one of the shimmers in a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and take Sculpture, which is like, I'm going to go ahead and take Sculpture, which is like the gray in the palette right here, and I'm going to run that all across the lower lash line, and then I'm going to follow it with Seed on the outer corner. This gray going under my eye can either go really well, or it can make me look like I'm from the BCE, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it gave me BCE vibes, but until we have lashes and everything, like, honestly, I'm not really gonna know. Let's take seed now, and I'm gonna apply seed over here, and I'm also gonna V it onto the upper lash line. So here, and then also bring it from the top, so that we connect top and bottom. I feel like I'm getting muddy, like, right here. Like, I didn't really drag it like that over there. I took the blending brush that I'd used before. Actually, maybe that was me. No, this is the other brush. This is the one that had the neutrals. On camera, I'm looking a little crazy. And in person as well. It's not just the camera. I'm going to put the shade Rustic all over the lid. That's this one right here. It has some gold. It's dark. I'm going to use my finger. Here it is on my finger. So you can see that's very... Can we focus? It's very reflective. Now it's hard for me to get into the inner corner because of like my nails. Like, do you see this right now? But adding that shade for me right now, like, I love what that did to this look. I'm gonna come in close and come into about right here. It made the cool tone like work with what I had going on the upper lid. I'm gonna take Monroe, which is like the like brightening shade in here, right next to Pasha, and I'm gonna go in on the inner corner. I'm also gonna take what's left over on the brush, just drag it onto the brow bone. I like what that did to the eye, like really opened up that space. I feel like it makes my eyes look bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and on my upper lash line, I'm gonna take a bit of Spot, which is the black in the palette, and I'm gonna run it as like kind of, I just dug the brush into the shadow. Okay, they're very soft. Like, look, I took my eyeliner brush and I like stabbed it into the palette. I mean, I didn't even mean to stab that hard, and it made like this big old dent right there, so be careful, they're soft. Okay, so the black definitely is falling all over my face. Don't love that. It's the only shade that's done that so far. Like, totally everywhere on my face. So now that I've added that shade, the only colors I didn't use in the palette were Cocoa, which is like the brown shade in the palette. I didn't use Shine, which is like the yellowish shimmer. Rayon, which is the purple tone, which is very similar to Buff, just a little bit slightly deeper. Then I did not use Tor, which was the darker gray. And then that's it. That's the only colors I didn't use. So I didn't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 12. So I think that's a pretty good ratio right there. This is the look I came up with. I'm going to go ahead and add some eyeliner I'm going to add some eyeliner to my waterline. I'm going to pop off some lashes, and I will be back with my conclusive thoughts. So I was just finishing up my makeup, and look who came to say hi. This is Oma. She's my little baby. Hi, Mama. Okay, I'm going to let her go now. But she came to visit me while I was doing my makeup. So I'm back. I'm looking warm tone now. My camera is psycho, literally. So it's about to die. This is the final look. I did say I would swatch this, didn't I? Let me go back into the blush palette. Now, as I swatch this blush palette, I'm going to go ahead and kind of tell you my thoughts on everything. I'm going to swatch it on the back of my arm. Yeah. My thoughts on everything is that these products, I have to say, I think are really fun in the sense that it was for the experience, you know? Like, these products, like, when it comes to me and makeup, I like to have like an experience with it. So whether that is taking my time, applying different steps, that's where the enjoyment for me comes in the makeup. And I really feel like these products contributed to that kind of process. Sorry, I'm like distracted by my swatches. They're not the best, but I think they will do. So here are the swatches on my arm. I kind of did them sideways. Can you see that? So this is the blush, then the glowy, then the blush, and then the glowy again. So these bottom ones are the creams and the tops are the powders. I think you can see what I was talking about when it came to the pigment. I'm trying to turn my arm so you can see different angles of the light index. So now that I'm stuck with this, I also want to say eyeshadow palette, I love it. Like, I'm so happy with my eyes today. I love all the different colors and the tones on the scale. Whether it's worth it or not, I'm going to leave it up to you, but personally, I'm really happy with my purchase. I really like this palette, and I know I'm definitely going to reach for it. So with all that being said, that was my first impression of the new Natasha Denona goodies. If there's anything else you would like me to try, definitely leave it down below. Hit this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.